Hi and welcome to Wine Around Oz. I'm Tim. Today we are at Foxey's Hangout winery in Mornington Peninsula in Victoria. We've come here to see a disgorgement demonstration of their sparkling wine. They're the only people in the area that do it, and you as the participant can watch them disgorge their sparkling wine and see the final process to putting the cork in, and then you can take one away with you after you have some influence on it yourself on how they make it. So let's go see what they do. Foxey's Hangout is in the Red Hill area of the Mornington Peninsula, about 1 hour south of Melbourne. They have 17 acres under vine and have around 11 different wines on tasting, but in particular they win awards for their Pinot. They also have a restaurant facility with excellent views over their vineyard and some fantastic food. But about that sparkling.
Hi there, I'm Michael from Foxey's Hangout Winery. I'm the owner of the winery, and one of the jobs I do here is to show customers our sparkling wine operation. So I find it easiest to explain to people that the sparkling operation is really in three distinct parts. The first part of the operation is when the grapes come into the winery and we press the juice away from the skins to make a dry white wine. When that's completed, we then go to the second part of our process, which is to bottle our wine. And when we're bottling the wine, we add an addition of sugar and yeast, so a second fermentation takes place in this bottle. This is what defines this method as the champagne method. When it's finished fermenting, we've got the carbon dioxide dissolved in the wine and a slight increase in alcohol, in this case from around 11.5 to 12.5%. We then allow the wine to mature on the side like this, so that the yeast cells break down over time and impart that yeasty or bready aromas and flavours into the wine, which are particularly attractive in sparkling wines. The last part of our process when the wine's matured is to remove that yeast sediment and top the wine up before we put the cork in. Over here, Tim, we've got some riddling racks, which I've had the wine in here for a couple of days. I come along each morning, I give the wine a little bit of a turn and a bump. What I'm doing here is I'm loosening the sediment from the side of the bottle so that it will settle down and come to rest on top of our crown seal. When the wine is on point like this, we can take the wine to our neck freezing unit and prepare the wine for disgorging, which is the last part of the process. Now that they've had a chance to freeze up, let's have a look at this. This wine now has got this ice plug which is formed in the top of the bottle. That's captured the yeast sediment, so when I flip the crown seal off the top, the pressure in the bottle expels that yeast plug and leaving us with a nice clear sparkling wine. And then we're going to try it. Alright, ready to flip our crown seal off. There we go. Now we'll get a glass and try some wine. It's very dry and a little bit tart on the palate. So nearly all sparkling wines at this stage have a little bit of sugar added to them to balance that acid. This is what we're going to do now. I'm going to set up a little trial. Tim can try some as well. So I've got my samples of wine ready to go here. We're going to add a little bit of sugar to this first wine to show the influence that it has by softening the acid in this wine and making it really much nicer to drink. So this is a very dry style of wine. I've added the equivalent of around 7 grams per litre, and this is what I would call our house style of wine. It's a very dry aperitif. Now, the most common style of sparkling wine in Australia is what we would call an off-dry style. So you can taste a little bit of the residual sugar in the wine without it being overtly sweet. This sort of style of wine generally has around 15 grams per litre of sugar added to it. That's that one. A dry style of sparkling wine, but with a little bit of Pinot added to it to make a sparkling rosé. So we'll add some sugar, a little bit of red Pinot Noir, and we get this lovely vibrant pink wine. It's festive, it picks up those lovely red cherry aromas from the Pinot, and it's just delicious. Cheers. Okay, Tim's decided he'd like to have an off-dry style, so I'm going to add around 15 grams per litre of sugar addition to our wine here. This has to be done quite gently, or otherwise the wine will foam up and come out of the neck. And then we're going to put our cork in. This machine makes life a lot easier. Cork in. Interesting thing here, that's a champagne cork. So it's only been inserted part way into the bottle, and when it's been in there for a couple of months and you take your cork out, that bottom part will stay compressed and it will look like that classic mushroom shape that you're all familiar with. Then we're going to attach our wire to our bottle. I love this machine, very nifty. That's the wire. We give it a bit of a mix up and then we're ready for labelling. A curious thing about sparkling wine labelling is that the French decided that it was such a high profile, distinguished product that it should be called dressing the bottle rather than labelling it. So we're going to dress our bottle of sparkling here. This machine applies our capsule for us. Outstanding drinks. Hope you enjoy.
So there you have it. You can come down here to Foxey's Hangout and participate in dosaging your own sparkling wine and then take it home with you afterwards. It's been a fantastic little tour down here. We've had a look around the vineyards and everything as well. So if you get a chance to be in the Mornington Peninsula, make sure you give Foxey's a bit of a call, let them know you're coming for the session that they do where you can add into your own sparkling wine and take it home with you. It's quite an experience.